Hey! Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Poetry Open Mic Asheville. Coming at you live from North Carolina, USA. Broadcasting live all over the world now. Thank you for joining us. My name's Beissert. It's a pleasure to be your host this evening. Let's get right to the poetry. This is some Bob Kaufman for you. Floating on superficially elevated streets, secretly nude. Subtle forked tongues of sensuous fog probe and core deliciously into my chapped-lipped pores, coolly whistling, spiraling in hollowed caves of skin-stretched me, totally doorless, emptied of vital parts. Previously evicted finally by my landlord mind, to make nerve-lined living space needed desperately by my transient, sightless, sleepless soul. Yes, indeed. Well, Bob Kaufman to get us started tonight. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate everyone being here. Thank you very much. Good to see y'all out there. I see y'all tuning in. We really appreciate all the likes, comments, and shares. So, yeah, keep those comments rolling in. And, of course, big shout, as always, to our sponsor, Sovereign Kava. We really appreciate them. Keeping this open mic going for 10 years now out here in Asheville. We couldn't do it without them. They're open for cashless to-go orders. They also do kickback delivery here in Asheville, so check that out as well. We really appreciate it. All right, we're gonna keep the poems going tonight. We've got a nice list of performers lined up for you this evening. And there are actually a few spaces left tonight. If anyone else wants to join in, we'll post that StreamYard link for you. But anyway, if you are performing tonight on the mic, follow that StreamYard link. Shout out to StreamYard. Type in your name as it'll appear on screen and click enter the broadcast studio, and we'll bring you on screen, say hi, and you got 10 minutes to share poetry or music, stand-up comedy, dramatic monologue, dance, whatever. We welcome all forms of artistic self-expression here at the open mic. So we invite you to join in from wherever you are this evening. We're getting it rolling here. I'm going to lay a few more poems on you, and then we'll get some other performers on the mic tonight. We don't have a featured poet tonight. We're just going to roll into it. So you are featured. This is a poem. These next few are original poems. This one's called Contemporary Poets Fuck All. The separate sandwiches of reality peel back Allen Ginsberg faces. Plenty of howling poets later, I look for simple pineal lines in new old Chinese masters hidden beyond fraying waterfalls and disappearing peaks. No meaningless birds, no death flowers. I search for the language of tree rings and shadows and skyscrapers, also lost in the sky. This one's called Stage Fright. I'm living where language has been forgotten. Words I speak become the nonsense speech of dreams. Scorpions of metaphor are not dangerous when not known. Fugitive imagery so few have seen no longer can be saved. The tragedy of our tongues lays waste to what we've gained. We grew ricocheting hands, vine networks flowered in art, words lost to decaying air. I suppose there's some beauty in art that remains hidden, left in remote caves, forgotten in attics, abandoned in back alleys by trash cans and chain-link fences. My foreign voice howls with poetry no one will understand. Yes, easing into it tonight. It seems appropriate somehow. But anyway, thank you for tuning in out there. I see y'all out there. I can see y'all right now. It's pretty cool. Anyway, shout out to the folks outside the Kava bar. You got a few minutes left to get drinks. Get those drinks in. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Much love to the Kava people. And yeah. Thank you all for tuning in out there. This is called Fast Witness. Music erases the poems in a small book as I lie in bed. The next room rattles. I wanted more time. Poems replace my memories with yellow walls and pinewood floor. A black umbrella beside the door to vast summer sky. A cello lets out a green tongue on a golden blanket. Pears ripen on the mantle to the mice in the chimney. Tonight we will give our best performance. Yet tomorrow all will be the same. And this one's called Stealing Beer from the Drunk. Friends pass into our memory. Acres of fog press into our temples. Friends become better and fall. Where we began was the moment, and it wasn't meant to happen. Friends take leaps and fuck up. It wasn't staged like a one night only. All our practicing was real. Mountains of coal will bury us. Friends call through insane wind. Full moon pierces a purple sky. Your boy with the axe handle. Where have we let them lead us? The cries weren't for nothing. We needed a friend for a day. Loose Leaf in the Great Smokies. We drank our tea on a hill near Oconaluftee, where people make houses for the little people, even a miniature church, eerily silent. A cat follows us around, white fur, scar over its eye. Chickens huddle together, glass needles cling to the eaves. Thanks for tuning in tonight. It's Poetry Open Mic Asheville. Appreciate the comments. Y'all keep the the comments rolling in. We really appreciate it. I'm gonna do one more original and a few translations here, and then we'll get our next performers on. By the way, if you're signed up to read tonight, follow that StreamYard link and enter the broadcast studio, and we'll get you on here as soon as possible. I think we have Christopher T. George up next, and then Low Wolf, Justin Blackburn, very good, Phoebe, and we got some other folks too as well. So anyway, if you want to read tonight, there are some spaces left, so follow that link and get on the show. Here's a few more poems. Thanks for being here. This one's called Plato's Green Chair. The chair isn't comfortable. I can't imagine a time it might have looked new or sleek. Its form is its function, as a lowercase h gives rest between harsh consonants. The way it works with those letters to birth one sound. A good chair produces one body. It makes sense, the way the hands rest into the arms. Its sounds seem to come from body. Once it was the body of a tree. Once someone wrote in it, after a day morning never ended. Nothing about any of it was perfect, but the chair came closest, chasing Plato, long after the person and poem have gone. All right, thanks a lot, y'all. Alrighty, cool. White Rose. Okay, this is a poem I translated from the Spanish of Cesar Vallejo. White Rose. I feel good. Now a stoic frost shines in me. It makes me laugh, this ruby cord that gnashes in my body. Endless cord, like a spiral descending from evil. Cord, sanguine and left-handed, formed of 1,000 poised daggers. Let it unravel, twisting its rolls of funeral crepe, and let it leash the trembling cat with fear of the frozen den to the last stove. I now am serene with light, and on my Pacific a castaway coffin muse. This is also from the Spanish of Cesar Vallejo, Santoral. Old Osiris, I have reached the wall at the other side of living, and it seems to me that I always have had this wall within reach. I am the shadow, the other side. All goes under the steps of my eternal column. I have carried in nothing by the braids. All came easily to me as an inheritance. Sardanapalus. So my mouth was the electric button of machines of sleep. And so I have come to the opposite wall. And this wall always was within my reach. Old Osiris, I forgive you, for nothing ever needed anything from me. Nothing. Nothing. This is an adaptation from the Chinese of Wang Wei. Woven brushwood fence where the deer gather. An empty mountain. No person in sight, only the echo of conversations. Sunlight on its way back slips among the trees in the forest, and again finds the green moss. rising. And this last poem I'll do is from the Farsi of Jalal al-Din Rumi. This is the fresh bread. My poetry is like Egyptian bread. Once the night passes over it, you cannot eat it anymore. Devour it the instant it's fresh, before dust settles on it. Its place is in the warm climate of the chest. In this cold world, it dies from the chill. Like a fish, it trembles for a moment on dry land. The next, you see it is cold. Even if you eat it and imagine it is fresh and warm, you must think up many images. This you drink is your own imagination. It is no ancient story, my good human. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And that's my translation of Rumi, Wang Wai, and ASHEViLLE. Good stuff. Good to see everyone tonight. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to get some more poets on for you tonight. Just want to thank our sponsor, Sovereign Kava, for keeping this mic going with us for 10 years now. Of course, my name is Caleb Beissert. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be your host. I really appreciate your viewership, and I really appreciate everyone who comes and shares their talent on this mic, whatever form that takes. We appreciate all of you. And we also definitely appreciate the likes, comments, and shares. So keep those rolling in. And we'll keep the show rolling tonight. We got Christopher T. George up next on the mic. And let's see if we can beam in Christopher joining us all the way from Delaware tonight. Yes, we go. Here we go. All right, the internet's working tonight. Good. We were worried for a second. All right. Everybody, wherever you're at, whether you're at home or in your car or in public somewhere, I want you to jump up and down and scream and shout and put your hands together for Christopher T. George. Make some noise, y'all. Christopher, good evening.
Good evening, Caleb. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you tonight?
All right.
Good.
Yeah, has the president conceded yet?
I don't know if he's going to.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to be escorted out of the White House.
Yeah. Well, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yes,
crazy.
Glad to have some closure in that election for
sure.
Anyway, yes, and it can't come soon enough. But anyway, yes, glad you're here tonight. Joining us from Delaware, and what do you have for us tonight? Some poems?
Going to start off with a poem for Veterans Day, and then
yes, of course. Happy Veterans Day, everyone.
Yep, and a few things influenced by my interest in history, and you'll see a number of references to different history. Different epochs, 19th century and later. So
very cool. Well, I'm excited. I'm going to turn it over to you, Christopher. Thank you for being here. And everybody give it up one more time for Christopher T. George.
Okay, I'm going to begin with this one. It's called U.S. Military Cemetery, Normandy. They did their duty. The wild kid from Nebraska with the lucky balanced on his raspberry lip. The soda jerk from Teaneck with the violet pressed in Katie's letter. The white markers stand to attention, row upon row. above the foam of the ragged beaches where each drew his final breath. And this one's called American Centurions. I take shelter under the arcade of Union Station. Light snow slants in and wets my face. Above the station doors stand marble centurions, mailed and armored, fit for Valhalla, with winged helmets. In a dusky window, I see a Latino busboy spread a crisp white tablecloth in the America restaurant. Later, I sip a scotch and water. My train hurtles into the heartland. I watch snow cover rough pasture and bison bow their heads to tufts of straw, chowing down as if it's their final meal. This one is influenced by my Liverpool background. Listened to quite a number of siege chanties in the 60s, and so was influenced to write this. Death carved a cavern. The night that death hurled Atherton from my life, a gale off Cape Horn had us trapped. Huge midwinter seas crashed into the Star of Bethlehem, staggering her. Aloft, Atherton and I, cold and sodden, fought with torn hands to reef the frozen topsail. Hail driving into us, the wind shrieking in the rigging. A violent roll flung us to leeward, and Atherton fell, clutching the footrope as if crucified. Jesus, help me! I reached down. The ship lurched, wrenching the rope away. He dropped to the waves, his eyes white, mouth open dumbly. I waded through thigh-high seas and pleaded with Captain Peters to lower the longboat. He shouted, "Don't be a damn fool, lad." The carpenter and mate held me back. I couldn't believe Atherton had gone. The clipper ran on in the gale. Later, all sail taken in, riding the storm. We held a service. The captain read prayers. We sailors sang hymns. The vomitous stink of bilge water filled the ship. I thought at least on land, new life stirs amongst the dying. It had been Easter when I met him, when I met Jim Atherton in Liverpool. Red curls, upright as a mast, tarpaulin hat askew. He bought me port and scouse at the Angel, buoying my spirit. Aye, you'll become a sailor soon enough, you'll see, he chuckled, as he shouldered his sea chest down to Prince's Dock, his face red as a soldier's tunic, his green eyes gleaming. In nightmares, I see that face dropping from the yard. In the crew, death had carved a cavern. The irritations of life together faded in the aftermath of his fall. The night was hollow without his rasping snore. I no longer had to save him from his muttered nightmares. Shaking the arm tattooed Mary Ellen in a love knot. His bunk in the forecastle remained empty, a patch of grease where he'd lain his head. Off the coast of Chile, the wind dropped. We stood becalmed. Fog slunk across the deck, all sails set to catch a breeze. The ship's bell tolled across the quiet seas. Below, Captain Peters auctioned Atherton's belongings. There was piteous little, everything diminished by death. I bought the hornpipe and tarpaulin hat for Mary Ellen, remembering her weeping, black-shawled, as we glided out of dock. "You'll be in paradise, Mary Ellen, you'll see," he'd whispered. "I'll jump ship in California and go digging for gold." Next morning, a dark cloud blew in from the west. We sprang into the rigging to reef the sails. Our labour made the greater with a man short. I thought who or what would be taken now. I glanced below and saw the cook run from the galley. He pitched something from a basket into the sea. It was the weevily bread that Atherton had grumbled about. The loaves bobbed on the waves, drifting behind us, floating back to where he had fallen. And I'm going to read a poem that I wrote about a friend of mine, a woman from Kentucky, fellow poet, who I met when she came to Bethesda for cancer treatments. And she came and attended a history talk that I gave in Annapolis. Annapolis Harbor at Christmas, to Barbara. We find the time after your appointment at the clinic and my workday, after we fight traffic in drenching Maryland rain, to make it late to my evening lecture, the spaghetti supper. We find time as snow sifts down, time for you and time for me. The snow melts in the dock's dark waters and on the bronze statue of Alex Haley as he reads to the bronze children to tell them how Kunta Kinte landed here all those generations ago as a slave aboard the slave ship Lord Ligonier. And you want badly to see the ocean. Bob, it isn't the sea, just an arm of the Chesapeake Bay. Yet I feel we're walking barefoot on a beach in sand dunes, among scraggy grass at the ocean in Maryland, in Africa. And I'll end with this one, partly reflective of Veterans Day and Civil War related. Walt Whitman suite. I came to find my brother. I traveled to the front to find my brother. I found an army of brothers, in truth, 2 armies of brothers, for our enemy, broken and dislimbed boys we also cared for. I clean and dress their wounds, the mini balls, devastation to a shoulder or the stub of a leg. Boys, I know you well, I find me in you, brother of Rochester, Passaic, Missouri, Georgia. In torment, the moon vague behind dark clouds. Oh, such a nice night to dance with your love. Here time and reverie bloat like a corpse. Peace becomes a limb severed by the surgeon. You lie in our nation's capital. You beg me for water in the monument's shadow, in Judiciary Square, below the scales of justice, weighing out your lives, weighing what I am to you. I wet your lips with a sponge, your quizzical look, as you wonder who I am, while the shock of death and degradation creep closer. Boy, I will write to your mother. At last light, I will close your eyes. 2. Washington at war. I often see the president, his brown donut complexion, the deep etched lines that reflect the dead piled up from this war, corpses floating down river, lost in gullies, in cold unknown graves all across our nation, ragged corpses, bleached bones, tarnished brass, rictus of grinning teeth. My lodging house on Pennsylvania Avenue smells bad, aroma of cat cabbage from the Irish woman's quarters below. I lingered by the bed of a Georgia boy this morning, shot through the lung, death soothed his brow. I held his hot, soft hand tenderly for an hour, at his request, read to him about resurrection. Now the war is over. The victorious Blue Army marches down the wide boulevards. The president removes his hat in respect to the thousands of troops who parade with battle-worn uniforms, brass bands, fifes, drums, their regimental flags, tattered memorials to the dead. Each ensign a beautiful woman, heartbroken by battle. 3. Wheeling the prophet to the river. In his wide-brimmed hat and rambling beard, Mr. Whitman revels to be out in his cane chair, headed for the Camden Wharf. If aging, recovering from stroke, I push him over the uneven brick sidewalk, rimed with frost. Our breath starts out ahead of us. It's an effort for him as much as for me. His thin legs jiggle dance under the plaid blanket. Soon we are overlooking the Delaware River. The aroma of sawn pine suffuses our nostrils. He says, "Breathe the scent, devour the river air." Walt Whitman, I nurse you now, as you nursed others. He mumbles an oft-told memory of his youth. A wonderful story, sir. He wafts his hat to a baritone sawmill worker who calls, "Sing, prophet, we hunger for song." Thanks, Caleb.
All right, and thank you, Christopher. Appreciate the intriguing poems. I love the original poems there, and
Thank you.
Yeah, and of course I love the Whitman references in the last one there. That's
wonderful man. I mean, all that he did in his life, being a nurse during the Civil War, and great poet of the 19th century, and one of the first moderns, really.
Right.
Modern poets.
Absolutely. Yeah. Really, in a lot of ways, the grandfather of a lot of American poetry.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's cool. You pointing out he was a nurse in the Civil War, and he actually provided like some of the first like historical accounts from the front lines, right?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he saw it all firsthand, and wrote beautiful poetry as well. But thank you for coming by and sharing tonight. Happy Veterans Day, and
same to you.
Thank you. Hope you can make it next week.
Yeah, look forward to it. See you then.
All right, wonderful. Okay. Everyone, give it up again for Christopher T. George. All right. And you're tuned into Poetry Open Mic Asheville, coming at you live from Asheville, North Carolina. My name is Caleb Beissert. It's a pleasure to be your host tonight, and each and every Wednesday night we do this. So yeah, appreciate all the likes, comments, and shares. Thanks to our sponsor, Sovereign Kava. We do have a few comments here coming up, and we got Justin Evans coming up next after that, I think. Also, there's a few spots left tonight. If anyone else wants to perform, we got that StreamYard link posted. Just follow that link. We'll get you on here as soon as possible. Also, if you are performing tonight, make sure to follow that link so we know you're in the studio and ready to go. We really appreciate it. Oh, cool. We did have a question. I love it when we get questions. Cool. How do you approach translating poems from languages you don't speak? Oh, yes, of course. That is a good question. Many might wonder that. I want to give you the whole TED Talk, but I love talking about translation. It's such a fascinating, magical process that's not as cut and dry as one might think, especially when it comes to poetry and poetic language and general metaphor. First, we have to remember that translation is impossible. Just in its nature. Um, you know, we can't. Things don't actually translate perfectly. A lot of the times, you lose a lot of these connotations of the words, idioms, cultural connotations, things like that. Don't come through. Inevitably, things are lost. Things can also be gained, of course. This gets interesting. Um, uh, One thing I think of, Margaret Sayers Pendon, the great translator, says we cannot translate until we do violence to the original literary work. We must destroy or deconstruct before we can reconstruct. Um, and I think that's important to keep in mind while we want to do justice to the original poem, bring across as much as we can. There's also this element where the translator must make artistic choices, and um, uh, I think but there's still this pressure, this essence we're trying to bring across in the poetry. I think is more what I go for, as opposed to a very literal word for word translation where some of the music or the rhymes, certain structures of the original poem may be lost, but it's really the essence that I'm after, of the poem. When I think about like translating from languages I don't speak, like the Cesar Vallejo and a lot of the Lorca and stuff I do speak a little Spanish. Um, uh, so I guess when you don't speak the language, that's perfectly okay. Except that it makes it a little harder, I suppose. um, uh, I tend to go to the original language and look it up word for word. And then, and of course, it's always helpful if I can talk to a native speaker or see different versions of the poems that have been done before and kind of um, compare with that. Like with the Rumi stuff, for example, I worked with a lot of the original English the old A.J. Arbery translations of Rumi. And when you think about some of the most read translators of Rumi, like Coleman Barks and Daniel Ladinsky, they don't really speak Farsi. Um, uh, because translation is more about a mastery of the language you're translating into as opposed to the language you're translating out of. Um, uh, the target language is really where it takes a mastery of that language to be able to take this essence and find the way to state it, um, where that comes across. Because at the end of the day, if it was a good poem in the original language, it must be a good poem in the target language. If it's not, I wouldn't consider it a very successful translation, even if all the words are correct. So sometimes you have to really do some violence, as Sayers Pendon says, to the poem. Um, uh, Anyway, with the Wrong Way, for example, I did character for character translation and compared 19 different versions of that poem. Of course, that's a widely translated poem. I had that luxury, but sometimes you don't always. Um, um, so lots of research, lots of whittling away in the night. Um, anyway, but I do appreciate that question, and yeah, I could talk forever about translation. So let me know if you have any other questions. Oh, I guess a good example of that would be the great translator Gregory Rabassa has this story about working on a sentence about an egg left too long in a frying pan and inadvertently reversed 2 letters. And a correction was unnecessary. Julio Cortázar, who was the original author, declared because the mistake was actually an improvement in the poem, and so in tribute to the ceramic state of stale food, fried eggs remained fired eggs. Anyway, thank you. Keep the questions coming. We appreciate it. Okay, cool. We got some more performers lined up here, so we're gonna keep the show rolling. But just want to give a shout out again to our sponsor, Sovereign Kava. Down there at the bar, I can almost hear it. Those nights at the bar, they will return one day. But I'm so happy to be doing this virtually with y'all in the meantime, and it's so great because our friends from all over the place can join in now. Like Christopher, and like our next performer, who I don't get to see nearly as much since he moved out of ASHEViLLE, but I'm glad we can do this now. And I think we may be working on some more stuff in the future. So anyway, let's see if we can beam in Justin. Cool, appreciate that. Justin Evans, all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina. Y'all know what to do. Jump up and down and make a whole bunch of noise for Justin William Evans.
Woo! Hey, man!
Hey,
what's up? How's it going?
Man? Oh, man.
Good to see you.
It's going good. Yeah.
Good.
It's going
Okay.
good, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little better than last week. I think we were all biting our nails last week, but I think
Right.
it's been a little bit of a sigh of relief this week. But,
Yeah, no.
You know, who knows what'll happen now, but hey.
Yeah, I mean, relief is the right word. Like, we got that done.
Yeah.
It was close. It was too close for a long time.
Goddamn
Yeah,
close. Yeah, for real.
way too goddamn close. And like, who knows? Maybe they'll still be able to do a coup here.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't put anything past anyone these days.
No, yeah, I'm done being surprised. Like, I feel like anytime somebody comes up with something like some off the wall theory, I'm just like, yeah, okay, I'll be ready for that too. Like,
Yeah,
that's
right.
fine.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Put that
I don't know. I feel like I'm really happy that a lot of people got a lot of relief. I feel like I couldn't really. I just when I found out, like, I wanted to have a real emotional response, and it just never really came. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you felt.
I feel, yeah, I mean, it was like, I don't know, it was weird. Yeah, it was like maybe not as exciting as it should have been. I think the emotional part, I guess, for me was watching Kamala's speech. But yeah, I mean, there's there were a lot of things that made it hard to celebrate, like how close it was, how there doesn't look like there's going to be a smooth transition, and a lot of the other stuff, like the Senate, and the House, really too, and like here in Western North Carolina, we've just we're sending Madison Cawthorn up there, who's really far right, kind of he's Nazi enthusiast, and multiple sexual assault allegations, just just not a very great character, but anyway, so that he won by a lot here, which was weird. Yeah, the polls were showing Mo Davis up ahead the whole time.
I don't know. That's the stuff that bumps me out the most, like seeing so much red on the map, hearing about stuff like that. Like, it just shows that there's way more support for those kind of people than there really should be.
Yeah.
So, and like the Democrats do not seem to be learning their lessons. Nope.
Jeez.
I just think they're right back on track now.
Oh no, they're already attacking the left wing of the party again.
Right.
We're back to we're all unified now. Nope, we're back to it now that we got it done. Thanks a lot, progressives. Now screw you.
Yeah. Way to vote. Yeah, now we're gonna fuck you right over. Well, it was nice to hear you talk about translation and stuff.
Thanks.
Talk so much politics, and I'm not good at it.
Me neither.
I just remember the whole time I was hearing you talk about that stuff. I was remembering you talking about Merwin translating languages he didn't know at all, and I don't know. It kind of inspired me, because it sounds like. I mean, last time we talked about this, like years ago, it inspired me, and I never really got around to do it. But now I'm re-inspired to like make an exercise out of doing stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think if nothing else, it's a great exercise for poets. I mean, in translation, you're really you're cracking the language open and really playing around with what makes it tick, And especially I guess one thing I'd like to try is getting into more obscure poets. I've always been, drawn to these monumental poets, but in a way, it's been really cool to get inside their language, and it's kind of just learning right from the masters. Just when you're translating a lot, I feel like when you're really getting it, there's this feeling I don't know, you start to understand that poet in some way most people don't. You almost feel like you're sitting beside them or something.
Oh, yeah. I remember before I ever started reading poetry, and this might sound kind of lame because it's about Bukowski, but I feel like I was I was still in middle school maybe, and a friend of mine was got really into Bukowski pretty young, and would just had read through 15 of his books, and he's got 50 books out there. And that's the way he would talk about it. He just loved really getting into somebody's writing to that degree, and spending that much of a time with their voice. I mean, in a way you're getting involved with their persona and not necessarily their person, but also it's an intimate way to get to know somebody, because everybody's constantly projecting a persona.
Yeah, totally. And you can, once you understand the background of the poet a little bit, you can kind of see through the persona in some way.
Right.
That's really cool. I mean, they're definitely Allen Ginsberg and people like that really got me into poetry, which is probably cliche. How many people read the Beats and started writing poetry?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, going to trying to understand why poetry is important. Once you find the Beats, then it's easy to get. It's the most accessible, but also worthwhile poetry reading that a young person can get into.
Right.
I mean, I'm always embarrassed to say that that reading Hal and reading Naked Lunch was why I got excited about literature, but the stuff they make you read in high school is fucking boring.
Yeah. Well, and that was part of what was so attractive about the Beats. It was this rejection of old academia. And they reinvented poetry in America in a lot of ways, and were were shunned by the academics initially. Now it's all studied and
right.
Stuff,
wait,
but
it's one of those rejections that's really it's I don't want to be that person who's it's like jazz, but I saw this really amazing Bill Evans interview where he's talking about how jazz isn't some new kind of art form. It's the way the classical musicians used to think of themselves as improvisers. Mozart was traditionally thought of as an improviser until 50 years or so after his death, when nobody heard him improvise anymore. And then they
Right.
started looking at all the shit he wrote down. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah.
Right. So that, I mean, I feel like the kind of rejection that I think attracts like younger people to the beats and people who aren't excited about a lot of the poetry they normally have access to, like it's the kind of rejection that's really much more of an affirmation of like the essence of what it's about. Because there's so many older poets who were just like fuck off drunks who like just like wrote a bunch of nonsense and loved to improvise and like loved to like were constantly writing against society and civilization, like to talk about it shallowly, but like that's what poetry's about. Now I don't know, there's so much great poetry out there, but yeah, it's hard to find, especially when all you have access to is Emily Dickinson. Now I know to love Emily Dickinson, but as a kid, like, why would you ever love Emily Dickinson?
Right. Yeah. I know. There's so much stuff that's like put on kids that you know, turn like, why do you expect them to get like, you gotta grow into that stuff and come to that stuff more naturally, I think. You know, when I was teaching, I was doing poetry down in Charlotte as a teaching artist for the Arts Council there, working in elementary schools around the inner city, and I would try to lay some poetry, you know, that I like, even like even doing I don't what would I do? I would do like Langston Hughes and I mean, for the really young kids, like Shel Silverstein and stuff like that. But I remember like working with a group, I think it was middle schoolers, and they just weren't, they were all in their phones. They were not digging any of it. They just weren't listening to me. There was no way I was going to get through to them, you know. So I just started reading some Saul Williams. And
right on,
everyone's head popped up and was like, what was that?
Yeah.
That's poetry, y'all.
Right.
That's poetry. And then they were with me, you know. But it's like, I don't know. You gotta find the right stuff for people. I think there's maybe something for everyone out there. I don't know. Yeah. And
it's just such a big
lot of people
world.
get turned off to poetry, you know. It's like this thing I can't understand. It's, you know.
Yep.
Poetry is actually far more utilitarian than that, you know. It's
like the really good shit.
Yeah, the really good shit. I mean, it works.
Yeah, but like it's this weird thing. It seems like a thing where like it's like a mix of poetry being a really insecure medium because nobody really likes it, so they want to like prove that it's smart, and then also it's a really like it's this weird blend of like it being, it's like those people that you meet who are so deeply insecure but also project so much like they project so much authority on everything they do. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's like it's that gross toxic mix. And obviously there are like so many smart poets who work really, really hard to like reach people, but at the same time there's a lot of poetry that does not do that. And it's just also really easy to write, and I mean there's no resources that need to be put into writing down a poetry, which is a beautiful thing, but it also means there's tons and tons of it in the world.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Which makes me insecure. Like, am I adding to the sea? Am I just drowning people?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it really, if there's more poets out there, there's more people to read poetry. Hopefully, not that all poets read poetry, but
right. But but it's easier to enjoy when like you know what goes into it.
Yeah, and I think absolutely, yeah, it is, and it's also I think it's also a thing like when you don't know what's going on too, like people like as soon as somebody dies and they're in grief, you gotta like say something. All of a sudden, people who've never read poetry before start quoting poetry. You know.
Yeah.
Reading poetry.
Yeah.
Like it. There are these times when poetry happens. So I don't know. Keep at it, and maybe one day your poem will be read at someone's funeral.
Hell yeah, love it. Maybe, yeah, probably.
Things to aspire to, right?
Yeah, like the most captive audience you can possibly have.
Yeah, right.
I wonder if there's an industry there, like like funeral recitations.
Yeah. Could be.
That's depressing.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, dude, you got some poems for us tonight?
Hell yeah, I do!
Speaking of poems.
I know, now that I'm regretting like the decision to pursue this so much, I got some good ones. I mean, I got like a really old, like very political poem. It's
cool.
Yeah, and I like again thinking about like translation, like it's kind of a revision of the Declaration of Independence. And like
that's a translation.
Right,
that's
exactly.
such a good point too, because translation doesn't have to be like literary language translation. You know, it can be like cutout poems or a formal translation. I think.
Yeah.
You know, like there's all sorts of different things. But yeah, go on.
Right. No. That's all I was saying. Like, and I totally agree with that. Like, I mean, you can call everything from Middle English on the English language, but like the English that we speak is very different from the English that we even spoke 50 years ago. Like, I mean, and that's
changing more and more rapidly.
Right. Yeah. Like, and I mean, that's so much of the reason, like just to tie everything together, like, or try to, like, that's the reason why so much of like, that's the reason why Hawthorne is so hard to teach to young kids, because like it's a language that we don't speak anymore. Like what was interesting to people about this book, like, does not exist anymore.
Yeah. You're literally asking them to read a foreign language.
Yes. Yeah. Like people say there are only like 5 stories in the world and that we're just repeating the same things, but there's a reason we fucking repeat it. It's because like Shakespeare lasts, but like nobody reads Marlowe anymore, and there's a reason for that kind of crap. Like once you study it enough, like there's so much stuff to get out of it, and it's beautiful. But like, if you don't have a way in, then Jesus. Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah. So that's what I got. I wanted to read that, and like one of these, I'm still. Yeah. I keep getting surprised. Yeah. I keep getting surprised by like. I don't know. I mean, social media is this kind of thing where you can just post whatever and stuff you wouldn't like bring to something like this, and all this, like, I don't know. Social media is this kind of wonderful thing where like you can post something just as if it's your thoughts and then realize that you get like a positive response to that. So I wanted to read one of these like Instagram things.
Yeah. Totally. That sounds great. Yeah. Read all that.
Great. Done and done.
That would be fantastic. All right. Well, awesome. I'm going to turn it over to you. Thanks, everyone, for the comments. Keep the comments rolling.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, too. And wherever you're at, jump up and down, put your hands together, and make
I'll hear you.
Yeah. You can almost hear him now.
Yeah. I'll hear you if you don't. Yeah.
Justin Evans.
Woo-woo.
Give it up.
Whoa. Woo! Hey y'all. Okay, this light behind my head is bugging me, so I'm gonna try to shift where I'm at. Wait, that direction. Yeah, got it. So now I got a halo. So yeah, like I was saying, I've been just like throwing stuff on Instagram, and it's always like me just feeling like alone and lonely because no one exists in the world anymore except on my laptop and my TV, which is my TV. So yeah, I don't know why I'm introducing it like this, but anyway, I wanted to read this short poem and then this longer, older poem because I haven't read these out loud, and I wonder if I need to make any changes to them. Anyway, so this is a poem I wrote the other day. It doesn't have a title. It's an Instagram post with a picture of my cat. There's my cat. He's a beautiful boy. It goes like this. What have we worked so hard for anyway? Or should we assume the pain is all a symptom of our joy? Does anyone else have these nightmares about tomatoes? Their texture. It's like a handful of tadpoles stillborn in a crayon red receipt. Your horror starts to feel so redundant. Hasn't the television already admitted that the dead Kurd died for television? Didn't they already name a prison in honor of George Floyd? Political poetry always ends up being nothing but shitty rhetoric. It takes a superior vanity to preach to an absent choir. I feel these tadpoles try reborning into fruit flies, their little hearts beating like pop rocks that sizzle around the wet curtains of my gut. They don't know yet how customer obsessed we've gotten in our old age, how passionate we are for everything we make, how every breath we take disrupts the foundations of these functional, adequate markets. Even Arnab Gupta, who burned himself to death on the White House lawn, will live forever in some vague, insubstantial way. All those things we tried to say are gone now. You do know you can write something down and have no idea what it means. You do know the rain comes from water in the ground. Kind of want to read another one of these. I'm just so used to reading like long, loud poetry that I like this kind of practice. This is one I actually wrote last night. These are my inner feelings, gang. Oh man, I should just read the poem. This is how it goes. It's hard to think of things enough to exercise saying them. God, what if I had to say the hardest sentence? Or build a body out of string? I keep sliding back to the material of bodies, to popcorn ceilings, to water, the sound of a few appliances, the sound of the highway on the other side of the parking lot. Are you glad you're hearing this? Really, I just want to talk about ghosts and the voiceovers missing from Eyes Wide Shut. Maybe that's preferable to poetry. I mean, really, what are mediums anymore besides occasions for different flavors of patience? These line breaks, do you see them too? At this point, my voice gets kind of serious. I take a long pause, thinking about the swelling glands under my jaw. They feel like leathery bird eggs. Sometimes, if I squeeze them, I think I can feel something drain up behind my face. Suddenly, the room can feel much larger. Whatever's really me inside is smaller than before. You start to sense that this should have ended a while ago. How do you think? You haven't even gotten to the part about seances and sex magic from the 30s and L. Ron Hubbard, some labyrinth of his scars made of fleshy, mirrored grass. There are so many open spaces in the skull that we seem to have no control over. We'll probably only get more alone. The sudden blossoming of resentment. Thunder. The illusion of change. All right. That's all my new shit. Let's hear some old shit. Love you, Morgan. I see those comments. It makes me really happy. So I'm going to ruin that now. This was originally written to be read by a chorus of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. I'm very proud of the formatting that I did. Oh, thanks. I love that. I'm so glad y'all exist. This fucking pandemic is killing me. I am drying up inside. This is the best thing in my week. So I'm really sorry for y'all. Really sorry for ruining those last 2 poems by reading this one. But maybe it'll be good. Maybe I'll surprise myself. This is how you introduce a poem. You talk about how bad things could be. Oh. Sorry, I'm reading these comments because they're making me feel good. Anyway, yeah, this is a revision, or I should probably just start calling it a translation of the Declaration of Independence from 3 years ago. So we could probably use another translation. But like, this is a good way to figure out where those needs are. So it goes like this. When, in the course of rivers, the course of stairwells, when in the course of watery flocks of swallows stirring over the evening, the course of addiction, plot device, dissolution, conspiracy, cohabitation, communication, rational coyote and bird lightning, the course of prudence on the thin shelf life of divinity, not in the shape of shelving and its mysterious use of a gravitational mechanism. When in the course of geological argument, the pudding devices, barbiturate reconstruction, Avocado Jones and the avocado devices, liquid insurgence, time robbery, attitude mastication, God destruction, God deconstruction, God reevaluation, reconstitution, upcycling, cannibalism and its discontents. When in the course of rivers, these courses of abjections and velvet scar tissues, tributaries, attempt to reach into the real through ingrained intuitive flowers and sunsets and carnivals. When in the course of all these things, it becomes necessary for one person to birth themselves through the limited vessel of their own earthly body, which, by the way, is earthly inasmuch as it follows the magical laws of gravity and electricity, the magical laws of dog shit emerging from the shivering anus of dogs, natural inasmuch as it remains distinct from the geometrist, distinct from objects whose creation we pretend to comprehend, held in 1,000 tiny hands like lips and wet teeth, through the limited vision of this course, through our earthly eyes, through our murderous minds. Us here, we ones and you ones, hold some truths to be self-evident, that the mind opens like a bat, painting the world in obsidian chrome, that dog shit is impervious to time, that wind is in the shape of a crushed can, that the mind creates the world the way that light creates the world, that to be good, you must first accept the loss of everything you like, that lumber is the material best suited for shipbuilding, that dog skulls are in the shapes of hats, that the fingernails of driveways are as treacherous as umbrellas, that the black forest is a graveyard of shovels and invertebrates, that all men are created, that they contain blood and meals and fear, that the United States contains more religious extremism than the rest of the industrialized world, that butterflies are the ghosts of caterpillars, that all humans are created kind, that they are endowed by their nature with certain unalienable desires, that among these are companionship, cooperation, acknowledgement, dignity, that to satisfy these desires, government is not necessary. Kings of speaking fingers, bones, or even men are so bloodless and cock-drawn that the tiny strings of stars cut them into pieces. Gelatin, lizard fuckers. Fuck fuckers with their genitals and asses empty breeding, abscess full of pus. Death lizards, eyes long stalks leering out from the marble sewer. The history of our dear friends the rich kings is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having the direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, we have facts. Number one, he, dog in the earthwork, nightmare soldier, he brown as the autumn crunch. He's made judges from chewed root, great judges, elaborate and nude with entrails crawling over their laps. Their calendars are like paintings. He like a butcher, quartering large bodies, transporting us beyond seas. He, string bean, old burning church. He suspends our legislators. He greets cloth bottle in hand like a leopard on a stilt. He poison out through the blue sky. He throws teeth into the lake of water, and great hungry wolves are born to eat at the little ones. Number two, he, opposing the sun bloody with that manly firmness, slipping under the old skin of sheep nips, fatiguing me into compliance, in places unusual, uncomfortable, and distant from me. My fingers pursue the dratsum, but the concrete's the meat and the muscle of the still dead thing boiling at his rebar little worms and tumoring into the watershed. He keeps his fingernails beneath pinching the tubers and the three dimensions. He changes face to hide his brain and his finance. He changes blood to escape the Christs, my brothers who love me. Number three, he, trim-souled insect, blood-sucking bull-neck death squad foreman. Late night company man, he come hither there, fuck fucker, I'm drooling quadrant shit, fuck Cooper Diner, Cooper Dun Dine, drown fucking fuck muscle compliant and post-nuclear proliferation, post-soul, post-compassionate, post-fucker, post-life. He drug the heavens from heaven, he fast forward to the afterlife, dead fucker, dead fucker. He keep my fingers raw at the branding iron. He lay my bed with razor wires. He take away my brain. He chain it to his heel. He look out from the window at the ocean and scream. Fact 4. He, the mother of death. He, the mother of kill the little children. He, the killer and the pretty killing killer. He dainty chef and shit fuck. Queen killing, heart killer, soul killer, mind killer, life killer. He has plundered our seas, ravaged our coasts, burnt our towns, and destroyed the lives of our people. He makes meat of the poor children. He makes snuff films to get me to buy shampoos. He builds impregnable metal dogs to total war, to spread plague, to interrogate, to get heckled, to explosives, to demoralize with rape, to fill our bloods with madness, to drown us in the deep wells, to pull our spines out into the depths of the stars, turn our neighbors into slave masters, drown us in writhing meat and blood like an ocean pouring out from the sky, springing onto the plowed soil. He has given his assent to the acts of pretended hysterical legislation. For everything is forgotten that we don't remember. For there are birds, and there are families of birds. For I bless every Christ on her cross and dream with her on the lake in my leaking boat. Every Christ from the coral ocean bed to the last corner of my skull. For the Christ of attics, the Christ of ballroom fingers, for the Christ of nets and fish hooks and hot coals. For like the weapons of all gentle creatures, the elk sheds its horns in winter. For I bless the possum here where there's nothing to be done. For fear is the great sickness, for fear is the great death, for fear spreads the children's flesh like garbage in the wind. For the copperhead sheds its death like leaves from a tree. For I bless Matthew, the bleeding dog with his soft fur and his penitence. For even the droplets of my fluids are carried and shared throughout the face and the belly of the earth. For I take my meals from the earth so that I may one day be a meal for the living. For I am in the backyard at night. I am on the couch with each of you in the backyard where the tree fingers reach across the blood-black sky. For the form of the penitent may hide hidden knives, for even the children have knives in their arms. For in the storm drain everything is drunk, and the world everything is drunk down, not into hell, but the belly where the earth is fed, where the blood and milk nourishes the world. I don't know what the fuck that was, y'all, but it's over. Thanks. Thanks for listening to me read my poems. I love that I get to do this. I never see humans.
Hell yeah, Justin.
Oh, man. Hey. Oh, thanks for that, man. I needed that.
Dude,
Ooh.
I feel you, man. Good shit.
Thanks,
I
man.
always feel better after a little open mic, you know. It's,
Yeah,
it's good to
yeah.
get together and share, even virtually. And,
real.
Yeah. So, man, I'm glad you could be here. Thanks for sharing that stuff. I love that new stuff. And
Oh, good, man.
and,
Good.
And the old Declaration translation there, man.
Good. Thanks, man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's fucking got some killer lines in it, man, for sure.
Yeah. Again, like we've talked about this before, but like reading is such a good impetus for like getting into it and really cutting it to bits. And like you say, that violence you need to do to it.
Yeah. Translate your own poems, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
I like the idea of doing violence to a literary work. You know, it's necessary.
Well, if you're gonna do violence to something, make it a literary work.
Right.
Yeah.
Well said, Justin. Oh, good shit.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Well, cool. Thank you for coming by tonight. I think we got Ease Dog up next.
Oh, hell yeah. Cool.
Do we have Ease Dog up next? We have we have a few more people signed up next, so that's cool. Anyway, if they're performing, get in the group. Yeah, other than that, anyway, I need to talk to you soon. The Poetry Cabaret has been accepted into the Asheville Fringe Festival.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
So,
congrats.
So yeah, I think we just made
Cool.
that announcement.
Sweet.
Yes, yeah, we just found out like yesterday. So
cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll have to get in touch with you.
Yeah.
And,
I want to hear what your plans are.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe we can figure that out. But I think we will definitely have something special in store for this very these special times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man. I'm excited. Yeah.
Awesome.
Let me know about that stuff. It's great to see you, man.
Absolutely. It's good to see you too. Thanks for coming by tonight. I'll catch up with you soon, and please do come back and do this whenever you can, man. It's always good to
Oh, absolutely.
Nice talking to you.
Yeah, hell yeah. I need this. All right.
Awesome. Y'all keep
See
it
ya.
going. Justin William Evans, y'all give it up. Oh, yeah. Here we are. You're tuned into Poetry Open Mic Asheville, coming at you live from Asheville, North Carolina, of course, where we've been doing this open mic for about 10 years now, a little over 10 years apparently. So we're working on our 11th year now. Anyway, let's see. We had some poems, some comments. We love the comments. Keep the comments rolling, y'all. A few more comments here for Justin Evans. Yeah, we love all the comments. Keep the comments rolling. Appreciate all the likes and everything too. We see that. We see y'all out there. Thank you. Thank you so much for being out there and sharing your voices, sharing everyone's voices here on the open mic. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much for these comments. We got more comments coming in. Tom Sheep, shout out to Sheepski. What's up, Tom, out there? And shout out to all the Kava people out there tuning in. If you're still tuning in down at the bar, big shout out. Anyway, the bar is open these days for to-go orders. We also got the patio open, but you can stop by and get your order from the window there. We also do delivery through Kickback Asheville. And if you are performing tonight and you're in the Asheville area, we invite you to stop by Sovereign Kava and pick up a free double shot on the house as a thank you from us for participating in this open mic. We love our performers. We support our performers here. And yeah, we really appreciate it. Thanks everyone tuning in out there. All these wonderful comments. This is great, y'all. Very good. Okay, we got Ease Dog up next on the list. Ease Dog, if you're out there, we're waiting on you. So follow that StreamYard link, click it in the broadcast studio, and we'll get you on here as soon as possible. We got Phoebe coming up after that, and I think we maybe have Justin Blackburn. We'll see. He's got some stuff going on tonight, so we're thinking about him for sure. Justin, much love, Justin Blackburn. Much love. And if anyone else wants to tune in tonight, we do have a few extra spaces on the list. So follow that StreamYard link if you want to perform tonight. That way we know you're in here and ready to go, and we'll get you on here as soon as possible. Anyway, my name is Caleb Beissert. It's always a pleasure to be your host. Hold on. Let me see if we have East Dog. I know we got East Dog out here. I saw him a second ago. But anyway, I'll spit a poem at you in the meantime. Yeah, you know it. That's what's up, that red drink. Y'all know about it. Where's that red drink at? I'm all like hyped up and ready for some Ease now. Don't let us down, Ease. Thanks for the comments, y'all. Oh, Rachel, we miss you too. I miss performing alongside y'all. But come do this. I mean, this is performing, virtual performing. So yeah, please join in. We post a sign-up sheet every Monday night in the Poetry Open Mic Asheville group on Facebook. If you want to reserve a spot, make sure you get an earlier spot on the list. You can do that right there. And if you got yeah. And then usually there's a space or two left on Wednesday nights, but you know, sometimes it goes for a while. We got all these great performers here. So I'm gonna do this poem since we were thinking of translations. I'll do this Rumi poem for y'all. Come to the garden in spring. There's wine and sweethearts and the pomegranate blossoms. If you do not come, these will not matter. If you come, these will not matter. Little Roomy for y'all to move it along. I think we got Ease Dog connected now. I'm so excited for the Ease Dog performance. He's been a favorite at the open mic for a few years now, and It's always good to see him. He's got an album out. He's got hats and merch. So support the artist. Check him out on Instagram and SoundCloud and all that good stuff. So let's see if we can welcome in Ease Dog, the one and only. Y'all are gonna have to make some noise out there wherever you are. If you're at home or like listening in your car or maybe in public somewhere, we want you to jump up and down, scream, shout, spin around, put your hands together, and make a whole bunch of noise for the one and only Ease Doggy Dog. Give it up, y'all. Give it up. What's up, Ease? What's up, man? Good to see you. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, man. Just chilling down stuff. Shoot, just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know you're just chilling these days. Still not a lot going on, but I know you're still making music. And what are you working on these days?
Shoot, nothing much, man. Shoot, I'm just been trying to hope that this thing will get through this mess and stuff, though. The pandemic, the election, everything that's been going on like crazy.
I know. It's been crazy. Yeah, I hear you, man. But yeah, hopefully we'll get through this sooner rather than later.
Yeah, tell me about it. But some good news came about and stuff, though. I actually got to perform at this reopening spot for this place called Sly Grog Lounge. You familiar with that place?
Oh yeah, man, I love Sly Grog. I've performed there before. So many times, actually. Yeah, that's a great spot, man. I want to get out there. I'm glad they're still making it because that's a good place for music here in Asheville.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, we love Sly Grog.
Yeah, I actually got to perform at their reopening party like this weekend.
That's cool, man. How was that?
It went pretty good though and stuff though. Like, I mean, everybody was playing it safe and everything though. They had a DJ, and then the same DJ knows me, told me if I asked me if I wanted to perform and stuff a couple of hours later. So I was like, okay. I came back 2 hours later, and next thing I know, they were like, "Here's Ease, dog."
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah, this has been like one of the first performances I ever been like in a while too.
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
And I hope that we actually reopen like more stuff though. Like actually reopen like this place again to perform again, right?
Yeah, I know, man. I definitely miss doing the open mics and performing in person and doing all those good events we did, you know, like New Year's and stuff. We've had some good times. Definitely.
Oh yeah, me too.
But
though.
we'll have good times again, that's for sure. You know.
Yeah, definitely, most definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a few songs for us tonight.
Of course,
I think we had a request for Red Drink.
Yeah, I actually seen the comments too.
So yeah, I mean you can do an extra song if you want. But I'm gonna turn it over to you. Cause I know you got some good music, and so I'm gonna leave it to you, Ease. But thank you for being here tonight, and everybody make some noise one more time for the one and only Ease Dog. Give it up.
Ow! The dog was loose, and you are now watching me, the Ease Doggy Dog, live at my house once again. I want to thank you once again for Caleb for actually keeping this open mic thing going on for all these years, and for this special pandemic edition. Yes, 100. But yeah, how's everyone doing tonight? Yeah, I know everybody's chilling, leaning back, trying to get through the stresses of the pandemic and the election, post-election and stuff, though. And yes, I see Biden is in the right. Well, Biden is elect, though, even though like some crybaby and stuff, though, don't know how to take a loss and stuff. But who knows? We'll just go ahead and get through this and stuff, though. But yeah, thank you for those and stuff, though, that actually took the time to vote, though. Yeah, this year is actually what made the difference, though, is more people actually coming out. So I'm going to go ahead and start things off with a song that's actually a requested song that I see in the comments. And I know they want that red drink. And you know what? That's exactly what I'm about to give y'all. It's that red drink. And everybody in here and stuff know where I'm going with this, though. Y'all sipping on that red drink. Y'all sipping on that little Kool-Aid. Y'all sipping on that mixed drink or whatever. Long Island's, it don't matter. So I'm about to go ahead and turn y'all to something. So here it is, my first song tonight, Red Drink, produced by me, under my beat moniker, Ease Dog on the track. Let's go. Ease Dog on the track. Rum and sip with that. Rum my motherfucking sip with that. Rum and sip with that. Rum my motherfucking sip with that. Rum and sip with that. Rum my motherfucking sip with that. Rum and sip with that. I'm on that Kool-Aid. I'm on that high C. I'm on that red cherry, not the ice tea. I'm on that red drink. I'm on that red shit. I'm on that red drink. I'm on that red shit. I'm sipping watermelon, no Beyonce. Put a ring on it, no Beyonce. I'm on that red drink. I'm on that red shit. I'm on that red drink. I'm on that red shit. Hey, doggy dog, coming with that deuce. 1800 with the Welchers, make you loose. TURN, what you gonna do? I'ma take 7 cups for the crew. On the killer Kool-Aid, R.I.P. Got enough for everybody, but with me. If you grabbing your hood, throw it up. It's a red drink party, pour it up. I'm on that Kool-Aid. I'm on that high C. I'm on that red cherry, not the ice tea. I'm on that red drink. I'm on that red shit. I'm on that red drink. I'm on that red shit. I'm sipping watermelon, no Beyonce. Put a ring on it, no Beyonce. I'm on that red drink. I'm on that red shit. I'm on that red drink. I'm on that red shit. If you're happy and you know it, drink some happy juice. Mix it up with some candy and some apple juice. This ain't no good punch, it's some grown shit. There no bottles, no worry, bring my own shit. I be chillin' like a boss, like that Maybach. Bitch and just like Snoop Dogg, laid back. My track is cold, red, call 911. On the pantry, star shit, about to go to dumb. I'm on that cool. Kool-Aid. I'm on that high C. I'm on that red cherry, not the ice tea. I'm on that red drink. I'm on that red shit. I'm on that red drink. I'm on that red shit. I'm sipping watermelon. No Beyonce. Put a rain on it. No Beyonce. I'm on that red drink. I'm on that red shit. I'm on that red drink. I'm on that red shit. Look at my cup, feeling like championship, giving no fuck. Double my cup, if you faking, just leave in my cup. Leave me alone, in my own zone. Where I be on, if I am on the patrol. Yep. Sipping and sipping, that bitch that I know I be on them still tripping. Taking that empty shot, twisting them up like I'm pimping. All my bartenders, give me another word. Coming back home, next thing I know I be gone. Yep. Where my zippers at? Where my motherfucking zippers at? Ease dog, you dog. Where my zippers at? Where my motherfucking zippers at? Kava, where my zippers at? Where my motherfucking zippers at? Oh yeah, and that was my hot track, Red Drink, and the favorite of the Severin Kava. Yes, they love that red drink. They do. Shoot, I miss performing that red drink live though. But yeah, I actually looking forward to the feature though. Hopefully next year will be a better year though with stuff though. And even though we run a risk of being shut down as a country though by next year, from what I'm hearing, I'm just hoping that things will be done with and then we can actually get back to normal as soon as possible. Because I miss coming out there performing for y'all and actually hearing the crowd and stuff though in front of me. Like, yo, Ease, go Ease. Yeah. And my CDs and stuff though. I still have hats too. But yeah, I'm about to go ahead. Speaking of CDs, this is my ASHEVILLE's Finest EP, produced by me, lyrics, beats, production, artists, album cover for art, you name it, I done it. And they love the ASHEVILLE's Finest. And once this thing actually comes down, I'll definitely will be on the works for this ASHEVILLE's Finest too, Heart of the Streets, because I actually have the heart of the streets when it comes to this. And I will have some hot new tracks coming up too. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna go to the next last song. I mean, I know y'all want extra though, but I'm not gonna hold y'all over and stuff though. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the song that everybody needs to hear, the message and stuff though. And that is For Future's Sake. Literally. It's a song that I made about the pandemic and stuff though. How we need to come together and get through this. So here it is, my song, Future's Sake, produced by me. Ease Dog on the track. This is an Ease Dog public service announcement. We're dealing with something serious. This coronavirus. We got to work together. For future's sake. That's right. It's affecting the world, from your old grandparents to your little girl. For future's sake, find a way to the cure for a better day. For future's sake, so this pandemic will go away. For future's sake, y'all listen to the word that I have to say. Everybody in the world going through hard times. It's your boy Ease Dog with this hard ride. It's a cold weather down here, major crisis. Killing more people than the ISIS. Things in the rules is coronavirus. We got to work together. We must fight this. For the elderly kids, they are vulnerable. Gotta play and say this shit ain't curable. People be taking these as a joke. It's all fun again till the casket close. And maybe in the hospital fighting for night. And you don't know if you're gonna live or die. This ain't no new but COVID is real. Over 1 million have fallen ill. Now it's up to us to better this skill. You think that I blame, just read the figures. It's affected the world, from your old grandparents to your little girls. For future's sake, find a way to a cure for better days. For future's sake, so this pandemic will go away. For future's sake, y'all listen to the words that I have to say. Every day I wake up, someone's infected. If you're sick or not sick, everyone's affected. If we lose their jobs, can't pay the bill. Everything's closed down, shit's getting real. Forget of the worst, everyone is stressing. They already talking about another recession. Can't go to the store where and no worry. Everything's all gone, it's the same old story. Whole world is at a standstill for now. Every major city has done shut down. Life is dead and done is out. Can't go anywhere with bigger crowd. Stay home, stay safe, or the is in place. To keep America great, America safe. We can do our part to make this better. We can all be strong to any weather. It's affecting the world, from your old grandparents to your little girl. For future's sake, find a way to a cure for a better day. For future's sake, so this pandemic will go away. For future's sake, y'all listen to the words that I have to say. Pandemic will be over sooner or later. It'll take a while, wait, shit, say a prayer. Take 6 feet, practice social distancing. Here's my advice, are you listening? Keep your hands washed and sanitized. Write down everything, bird germ will dry. If you all did this, there's a brighter day. Y'all eat, be great, and y'all stay safe. And yeah, that is a pandemic jam, future's sake. And we all need to come together and we'll get through this though for future's sake. Yeah, I actually working on some new songs though. Y'all look out for that. And I also have a new song out called Chill Summer, produced by Prince Tripp, the DJ that be doing his thing over Hip Hop Night over at Sanford Kava, which be like usually on every last Thursday. Of course, when we be open. And I'm about to go ahead and give y'all. Yes, I'm gonna go ahead. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I see that. Yeah, I see you on that Happy Juice time. I see you on that Happy Juice. Yes, y'all bump my shit. I really appreciate it. Yes, I really appreciate the love. So I'm about to go ahead and give you all my links right now for my tracks. So if you want to hear my hot tracks, SoundCloud, EaseDoggyDog. Once again, SoundCloud.com/EaseDoggyDog, or just type in EaseDog on the SoundCloud search engine. And if you want to follow me, if you haven't done so, follow me, EaseDoggyDog. Once again, follow me, EaseDoggyDog. Got some good shit on there too. And if you want to see my hot video for my Asher's Finest anthem, go to my YouTube and type in Asher's Finest or EaseDog. You got to watch that Asher's Finest if you haven't done so. And if you want to know where I'm going to be up doing next and keep up with me, Reverb Nation, or just go to my EaseDog Facebook page. And when in doubt, y'all head Google EaseDog, and y'all have a good night, and y'all stay safe.
Yeah, Ease. Thank you, Ease Dog. Excellent performance. It's so good to see you, man.
Thank you. So what you think about that pandemic song?
Dude, I'm loving the new pandemic joint, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. We're going to be bumping that one for sure.
Oh, yeah. You can actually see on my SoundCloud. So if you have like an aux cord, Bluetooth on your car or whatever stuff, though, all you have to do is go to Feature Sake on my SoundCloud and bump that shit to the max.
That's right. We'll do that, man. We'll do that for sure. Thank you for sharing that with us, and thank you so much for being here tonight. I hope you can come back and perform for us again soon. And,
yes, me too.
Yep, and yeah, hopefully we'll be having some in-person shows before long. But as the man says, everybody stay safe and let's get through this, right?
Oh yes, 100.
All right, everybody, give it up one more time for Ease Doggy Dog. Make some noise. All right, Ease.
All right, y'all be easy.
Yes, indeed. That's Ease Doggy Dog coming at you live from Asheville, North Carolina. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, tonight. We really appreciate it. Thanks for all the likes, comments, and shares. Yes, indeed. Yeah, he's got hats for sale. Yeah, just hit up Ease Dog. You can find him on Facebook and SoundCloud and all that good stuff. Anyway, yep, we love it. Thank you, Ease Dog. Very good. All right, cool. All right, appreciate everyone sticking with us. I think we just got a couple more performers for you tonight. So y'all keep it locked here. Poetry Open Mic Asheville live on Facebook and YouTube. Brought to you by Sovereign Kava. Y'all stop by the Kava bar. If you perform tonight, you get a free double shot, so pick that up. But anyway, the Kava bar is open for to-go orders, so stop by there. They're open every day, noon to 9. Check it out. Anyway, we really appreciate y'all, and yes, thank you for making this a great 10 years. We just had our big anniversary month. Last month, we featured performers who've been a big part of this open mic throughout the years. We've been featuring them every week. And speaking of which, next week we have Joe Shelton as our featured poet. So y'all be sure and tune in for that. It's going to be a great time. Yes, we're really excited. We're excited too. Anyway, wonderful. We do have Phoebe up next, and then I think Amelia, maybe Justin Blackburn, and there's a spot or two left. If anyone else wants one, we got the StreamYard link posted on the Facebook and the YouTube. Is it posted on YouTube? Posted on YouTube. Yes, we will, yeah, it's posted. So yeah, follow that link if you want to perform tonight. We're here 8:30 midnight each and every Wednesday night. Each and every night. I'm here every night, y'all, and I can see you. Hey, we're having fun here. Cool. Let's see if we can beam in Phoebe from across the living room here. But y'all know what you got to do out there. Jump up and down, make a whole bunch of noise, shout, spin around, all that good stuff, and put your hands together for Phoebe. Give it up, y'all.
Hi. Hello. Thank you for being here. I recently rediscovered a couple that I wrote the day before Halloween and Halloween of last year, so I'm gonna pull those out. This is color work. Rainwater shines, arm of thorns, the only green thing in the night as petals fall, tossed down by the little bird between my legs. All day the yellow-black walnut sheds rapidly, throws entire branches, colors the air in drifts of life, solid sunshine, released to form after Augenblick summer. I too put down my efforts, years of ache in my shoulders from hard labor of survival, not enough for me now. I hew the last tall grasses, saw stalks of purple blood, prick my fingers, freeze orange skins for my witch's brew. Whatever you throw in my face will be transfigured into color, whether or not you make it to the basking. I love the invisible moon, I love the full dark light. All right. This is Kayak. The torrent polishes green and yellow and brown jewels. There is power in the blood, so they break our necks, cut us off from our wisdom, demand perfection, which is never enough. We were already perfect. Leaves of violet shine brighter in a gray sky, lush the cooling clay. It took millennia to build such a wide prison. How deeply they fear the smoldering. Choose now what you will bring up from the underworld this spring. The rain keeps hitting, feeds the 1,000 thorn vines that climb the front rail. Ready. All right. Just got one more from this past winter. Something's gonna get broken. They stopped and started the show with the first and last tracks from the album. I nearly left this world in the same dirty rural hospital with a 20-year interlude. Finally got a Mr. Self-Destruct. You know what it was like as a child, born banished, who routinely bashed her brains because her mind set her apart, to put on that record for the first time? Suddenly the world got less isolated. There are other people in other kingdoms. While my car was getting fixed, I hired an Uber driver who broke down. Suddenly had to tell a stranger what happened when she was 17, when she was 12. Unspoken for 4 decades. I wore the grooves out. She told herself, I didn't die, so it's not that bad, right? Neither of us had to be alone that long. I don't know you, but I love you. I love you. Please, consider it. There's no point spending a lifetime running from the truth. I heard there are ways to turn that voice off that don't involve blunt objects. Right. Thank you. Thanks, Caleb.
Thank you. Y'all give it up one more time for Phoebe. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And thank you for tuning in to Poetry Over Mike ASHEViLLE tonight. It's been a really fun night. Thank you, everyone who shared. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in. Appreciate all the likes, comments, and shares. Yes, indeed. A few comments here. Yes, indeed. Very good. Oh, yeah. Again, shout out to Sovereign Kava for making this mic possible. Let's see, do we have any other performers tonight? Performers, if you're out there, follow that StreamYard link and enter the broadcast studio. We'll bring you on here. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yes, indeed. That's good, wasn't it? Anyway, there's that link if anyone else wants to perform. I'll close it out with a few poems tonight. Yeah, y'all stay tuned. Okay, cool. Looks like we got Emilio Maldonado flying in from Chicago. See where Emilio's at. And, yeah, anyone else? Shout out to Justin Blackburn. Hope everything's going alright, brother. Much love. If you don't make it by tonight, hopefully we'll see you next week. Some poems. I got some poems here. Ruminations. I saw a cow licking a telephone pole. The automatic doors at grocery stores haven't been opening for me lately. My Facebook feed is nothing but memorials of dead friends, marriages of ex-lovers. I can almost hear the rain. I sold 2 books, which was enough to cover the 3 pints of beer I had and a tip at the cheap pub next door before the reading. If I take LSD again, I'm just going to want to cut my hair. I want to be wet like a summer in Cullowhee. But the liquor store was closed when I got there. Everything is covered in dust. The Jaeger bottles, the red and white mason jars, a life-size cardboard cutout of some race car driver holding a whiskey bottle labeled 43, the fluorescent light fixtures, some disheveled books, all empty. Not to rejoice at the strangeness, beautiful fuck eyes cry with all pain, so is to live it, and in this find what never was lost. Autumn guzzle in spring. In the leaves we were beautiful until the lights came on. I'm still amused as a deer works in the leaves. The bandit gets away. We make out and roll in the leaves. Uncle Walt studied grass. Now we write in his leaves. The pages were torn out, so we made up the story about the leaves. The wildcat made no sound when it walked through the leaves. I studied everything, but nothing was enough. Soon I'll be dead in the leaves. The shadows get long and strangers glance away as we play in the leaves. Like children, we are unconcerned and grow tired of the raking. Thank you. Appreciate that. Repetitive stone, say I'm sorry, amulet. Sandstone slabs, fallen ravine, blue shades, every dwelling, furnaces, melting teapot, revel steered clear, sober, ended up. The general is dead, give up. Joker cards on every surface of the slum home, spray, paint, rotting fingers, tobacco, stovepipe, leak, government size, check, door, locked, and whiskey cup slammed, processed, breakfast, never gave up On beating hummingbird pumps, hurricane plasma, insane fabric of cosmic web revealed that speck of dust contained us, and everyone we've ever known and loved towers from unarrangement. Unknown baby's breath and dark carnation's simple recitation of lines, pushing the land shark across the last lawns of the suburbs. Early sunlight reveals souls who destroy, weeping, collapse. We live at the edge of joy and sorrow, a constant battleground of lost dogs and hawks radiating above one last time. Let the coffee be somewhat warm at least. Let the joy come hard when it comes, and the sorrow be bristles that pass with the nights, and all our troubles be reconciled in the deep whale songs of the oceans, the ancient speech of turtles. Let us see the beauty of tree trunks. Let us work in the valley of broken light bulbs. Let us fail until we fail enough to get it right. Let us be the tree trunks standing on the shoulders of giants, growing everywhere. Let that be what we set out to. Let rains come. Let stars fall. Let dirt cover. And let grow. Let grow. Let go. Let grow. Forest elegy number 1. My friend told me of the 30-year-old owl whose tree died and had to be cut down. And inside, they found over 400 cat collars. This poem's called Really Good Sex. An old blind woman in Mongolia is suddenly stricken with sight. And the next poem I'll do tonight is, this is another translation from the Spanish of Cesar Vallejo. This one's not by me. This is by old Robert Bly. Oh, Bly. Yeah, I saw him once. He came to Asheville and gave a reading at the Diana Wortham Theater. It was magical, of course. Something to behold. Black stone lying on a white stone. I will die in Paris on a rainy day, on some day I can already remember. I will die in Paris, and I don't step aside. Perhaps on a Thursday, as today is Thursday, in autumn. It will be a Thursday because today, Thursday, setting down these lines, I have put my upper arm bones on wrong. And never so much as today have I found myself with all the road ahead of me, alone. Cesar Vallejo is dead. Everyone beat him, although he never does anything to them. They beat him hard with a stick, and hard also with a rope. These are the witnesses. The Thursdays. and the bones of my arms, the solitude, and the rain, and the roads. This is one of my translations of ASHEVILLE's poems. Half-Life. I have dreamed an escape, and I have dreamed your lace scattered in the bedroom. Along an old wharf, some mother and her 15 years giving her breast to an hour. I have dreamed an escape, a forever, sighing on the ladder of a foreship. I have dreamed a mother, some fresh green pencils, and the starry dawn along an old wharf, and along a throat that is drowning. Heathen. Sir, you were after the crystals, human and sad at the sunset. And what crying your funeral? That woman. Her eyes were the holy Thursday. 2 black grains of bitter light. With hardened drops of blood and tears, you nailed your cross. Heathen, since you departed, sir, you have never been to Jordan. In red waters, your skin comes undressed. And this one is one I translated from the Spanish of Pablo Neruda, a bishop. The bishop raised his arm, burned books in the plaza in the name of his tiny God, turning to smoke the ancient pages, weathered by dark time, and the smoke never returns from the sky. And the smoke never returns from the sky. All right. Where you at, Emilio? We got Emilio up next on the open mic here. Poetry open mic coming at you live from Asheville, North Carolina. Thank you very much. Really appreciate all the comments. Thank you. Appreciate it, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Cool. Amelia's on the way. Awesome. Okay, we're beaming in Amelia right now for y'all. But just want to remind y'all to support Sovereign Kava, our sponsor bar. And you can get a Kava there and all sorts of weird and wonderful drinks for your amusement and delight. And other things too. So check them out. If that doesn't sell it for you, I don't know what will. We got cups of dirt water. It's very earthy tasting and numbs your mouth and throat, and really does something bing. But check it out. They're open noon to 9 every day. And you can, if you're performing tonight, you're in the ASHEViLLE area, you do get a free double shot. She'll be sure and take advantage of that. We really appreciate the comments rolling in still. And keep it locked here for more Poetry Open Mic ASHEViLLE coming at ya. Anyway. Alright. I think we're gonna wrap it up if we don't have anyone else. Yes, indeed. Oh, wait. Hold on. I know we got Emilio coming through. Beaming and through the ethers up to space. From Chicago all the way up into outer space and then back down to wherever we are. Is that how it works, Morgan? Nah, you're second. Yeah, pretty much. Cool. Awesome. Anyway, so let's see if we can do that right now. We're gonna work some magic here. Y'all jump up and down and make a whole bunch of noise for Emilio Maldonado right now. We're beaming him in. Wait. Hold on. Something's not working here. Wait a minute. I don't know if this satellite thing's working. Hold on. Oh, cool. I think we can do this. Bing! Bing! Y'all gotta make some noise there. Emilio! Hey!
Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, can you hear me? Hey, it's working. Oh, thank God.
I can hear you.
God, it's working.
The feed is a little. I can hear you. The feed is like saying. But
yeah,
I definitely hear you.
It's been a crazy night for the internet. Apparently, YouTube was down earlier. Like
okay,
the whole
now
thing.
we get the split screen,
But,
so we're getting there. No, I think it's where I'm at. It's my signal. How's it looking right now?
It looks a little.
How's it looking right now?
But we can work with it. It's more about the words, and I can hear you. So,
all right, I'm gonna try something. If I blip out, I'll be blipping back in.
Okay. All right. But I mean, I can hear you at least. So, if you want, I can just turn it over to you and let you spit the poems, and spit some hot fire at us. Because I know you got some hot fire for us to spit. Maybe. Oh, dude. Did we lose him? Well, we might have lost Emilio. Let's see if we can get him back in here. Y'all gotta make some noise, though. Emilio! Oh,
You hear me?
Wait.
Hey.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Hey, what's up, man?
All right.
All right. Cool. I think, actually, that looks way better.
Yeah, I had to switch servers.
Yup, cool. All right. It's
Although
working now.
I just realized that since I normally read at my place, I just got this. Well, first of all, for just being silly and trying to be funny, I was like, before the video came in, I was like, Caleb, this is your father, trying to do a Vader voice. But now the fluorescent light in here has got a total fucking like Death Star blue happening in my pants.
I know, man. It actually looks pretty cool.
yeah, no, it's like, man, who knew kitchen fluorescent would be like mood lighting? I need to get like some curtains back here and be like, Death Star, what?
Right.
Whoo, child, I am so motherfucking tired. I have not been getting any good sleep lately.
Dude, me neither, man. I
no?
feel you, man. It's been tough lately. Like, I thought I would sleep after they finally called the election, and then it was just like, yeah, no.
Nah, man. I mean, I love you and a lot of cats down there, but man, I mean, we already know, like, you can't trust white people to have things settle down until things get settled down, and it's just
Yup.
like everyone that is like, this is awesome, and I'm
No, I
like,
hear you.
really? You think so? It's not over yet.
No,
You know?
and look at what happened here in North Carolina. I mean, the election results were pretty terrible here.
Yeah.
I mean, just all around, Senate, House, all that stuff, and then
Right.
even with
like
getting
people forgot.
even if Biden can get into the damn White House, then there's still so much work ahead, so much work to be done.
Oh my God. Yeah,
So,
I know. It's like,
yeah,
I mean, we
I
needed to
feel
get
you,
the great demon out, but
yeah.
it's
And I wanna like, take the moment to really appreciate Kamala getting in there, but it's still gonna take a lot of work. But anyway, damn, did we lose
Is Vic-
Emilio again? Oh yeah,
no,
you
I
there?
saw that blip out for a second. I'm like,
Oh,
hey, you.
you're good. What were you saying?
Yeah. No. I mean, I hear you, and it's like, man, it's just a, it's like I was saying a little bit, I think last week. It's like, man, that fucking curtain's just been pulled back, and it's just there's too much shit that's falling out. It's not just some old man doing this shit with some dials and some
Yeah,
fucking
right. Yeah,
wheels,
exactly,
and it's
yeah.
like all these fucking skeletons and graveyards and fucking it wasn't like Pandora's box. It was like Pandora's universe, like
Yeah. For real, man, it's some deep
So,
shit. Yeah.
yeah, man, there's just a lot. You know?
I mean, I feel you, man. I mean, I'm a I'm a burn it down kind of person at heart, but
Yeah.
yeah, we'll try to work within the system.
I was really looking forward to like being at my crib and relax mode before I jumped on. I'm glad to be where I'm at though, because I had a little COVID scare this week.
Shit, man.
Yeah, a friend of mine who I spent time with last week turned out she tested positive. So then, like I didn't have any symptoms, and if I wasn't spooked, I would have been like, I'm good. I'm gonna get tested, but make relax. But because I am spooked, because I have two elderly parents, because I'm in worse physical shape than those two old ass people. I was just like, everything was just like, oh shit, is this it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
it's like, oh man, I haven't pooped yet. Oh shit, is constipation one of them? I mean,
every little thing, right?
every little thing, man. I was sitting there and I was just like coughing a little too much, and I was like, is it starting? And I mean, and then finally I tested. I will say, like, I got all kinds of. I feel yesterday was like the re-establishing of all of my like March and April and May kind of like ultra vigilant, ultra worried and cautious type mode, because like I went and got tested twice because I was just like, well, whoever gives me the results first, so I went on Monday and then I went again on Tuesday. And
and they can be wrong sometimes too. So it's
I'm
good to
well,
double
shit, man.
check.
I can't even hear that shit. Like I don't even want to hear that. I mean, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. There's another part of me like, man, just shut the fuck up, dude. Have another drink. Leave me alone. But I went to get tested again yesterday, and afterwards, I was like a little hungry, and I was super, super sleep deprived. And I mean, look, man, I'm a fat dude. We don't normally get bags like this. Like I got, I'm going on a steamship around the fucking world, man. Like this is, for me, this is not normal. Like, normally, us heavier set, puffy, gentle peoples, you know, like we hide that shit in under a couple layers of cellulose and shit. But anyway, so I go to the Burger King to the drive-through, and after I get it, I open the bag and I'm about to like I've already had like a handful of onion rings, Burger King onion rings though, bro.
Yeah, man.
And I mean, they're not real onion rings, but whatever they fucking are, they're like
Whatever they put in there. Yeah.
man, yeah, that shit came from some like you know what really happened with Burger King onion rings. It was like some Chinese restaurant did them, and then somebody was like from the Burger King was like, "Oh shit, hey, Mrs. Phoenix Sun Rising restaurant, you mind if I come and I love what you do. I want to make it for my kids." And they just went, "Whoop, Burger King! I got that recipe."
Really?
And that motherfucker right now, he's got like a boat in Tahiti. He was hanging out with the Kardashians. He was like, yeah. But anyway, I started eating this damn food, and then it dawns on me like, what the motherfuck am I doing? Like Chicago's got this like 13% positivity rate right now, right? And I get food from a drive-through that's mostly probably got kids cooking the food, and we all know when you're like dipshit teen years old, nobody can tell you nothing. So I'm like, I just ordered food from a bunch of kids that may or may not have been wearing their mask, damn sure aren't wearing their mask all the fucking time when they're supposed to.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck? So then I get this can of like shit I carry in my car, and I'm like, I spray everything down.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, I need to readjust things here again. Like I mean, I still finished the fucking onion rings because I was just like, well, whatever, man. I got hopefully my T cells got their Bruce Lee going on and shit, but
Yeah.
I got I got them fucking them crouching tiger shit like
Yeah.
Wonder Woman like motherfucker playing.
Yeah, hopefully if it's it's to go food and everything, like, I mean.
No, I know.
No
it
guarantees.
just sort
Best
of like
thing to do is stay home and cook there, but I mean, it's
no,
better
right,
than actually
right.
going in the damn restaurant. I don't understand how people go in these packed restaurants and just eat like next to everybody in there. I mean, you can't eat
I know, man. I know, man. It's things have gotten way shut down in Chicago, and I literally just had
it's just getting worse here. I know some people recently who've gotten it. I mean, it's
no. My nephew
here,
came back from Austin, Texas, and he tested positive. His girlfriend's sick. My good friend's wife, she's sick. I know four people.
Getting to the point where everybody knows someone.
I now know 4 people right now. It's like, God damn it,
That's
And like I said, I got today or yesterday, I got kind of like, all right, motherfucker, like let's rethink how we're doing everything. Let's get back in that other mode because like I felt secure in those like little protocols that I was following, So it's like, all right, let's get back to maneuvering the city like that just to, so I told my parents like, hey, y'all motherfuckers aren't going to get groceries no more. I'm doing that shit for you guys and little things, But anyhow, I'm so fucking tired, bro. It's nice to see you. I wish I could be.
Good to see you too, man.
I wish I could be, hanging there. I definitely wish I would have seen more of the show, bro. I tuned in for a second,
Fun night.
and I saw Ease Dog, and I was like, I need to get one of them hats, bro. I need to get one of them hats.
You got to get them from Ease, man.
Yeah, no, that's definitely gonna happen. I'm gonna go down there and be like, yo, man.
We'll do that. We'll do a big old show when you.
Yeah, I need to get 2 because like I beat shit up no matter what it is. Like I'm like a crash test dummy for everything. So.
Yeah.
I just.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, shit, man, you got some poems for us tonight?
I got some poems. I got some older poems. Awesome.
Always love the older ones.
Yeah, I have been starting to write some more, which is like good.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I've been doing that more and more lately. but I the last few things I wrote, I did not because I record them, so I haven't transcribed it yet. So it's like, all right,
Yeah, cool.
I gotta, yeah, I gotta do that. It's sort of like, it's actually become my process to like, it's almost like a freestyle. You know
It's
what
a
I mean?
great way to write. Yeah, totally,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. It started about maybe 6 7 years ago, but it's like now it's really the way that it seems to flow easiest for me.
I dig that.
Because I mean, I can, the words and my mouth are at the same speed mostly, whereas like my hand can't write that fast,
Right? Yeah, I know.
but let me just say one quick thing. When
Yeah, man.
you next come to Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's make a point to drive down to the lake. No matter if it's fucking crazy
Yeah, man.
cold or whatever, it doesn't matter what the weather is, but let's just go and check out the dawn. It's pretty
Yeah.
fucking cool watching that ball of fire come up over the that. I mean, it's this
I'm all about
endless
it.
horizon of
Well,
blue, but it's like, because like the sea and the ocean. I mean, it's beautiful. It's powerful. This is like this enormous blue, like, and depending on like the quality of the sky, it's like sometimes like this cobalt blue, green.
mm-hmm.
It's just like it becomes this. It's like this fucking other force that you're almost ignoring because you're looking at the sun, and yet
Mm-hmm.
it's like the water's going, yo, dude, like we're right here, you know. But anyway, like, I haven't, when we've talked about you coming into Chicago and hanging
Yeah.
out, it always seems like this sort of like, okay, so what are we gonna do? Like, oh, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna drink, we're gonna do poetry.
That's
But
easy.
I've
Yeah.
never thought of something specific, really.
Oh,
Like,
we gotta do that, man.
yeah,
That'd
but
be awesome.
that would be,
It's been so long since I've been to Chicago, man. I love Chicago,
yeah.
and
I wish
so
we would have ran together when you were here, man.
oh, I know
Uh,
that's crazy. I know.
yeah.
I didn't know you yet when I was in
No,
there,
no,
but
no.
that was way. It's been that long, so
Yeah,
because I've
yeah.
known you for a hot minute now,
It's been
and
a minute now.
yeah, so
Yeah.
we definitely got to do the sunrise, and I also want to get some deep dish pizza and
Oh, bro,
some Italian beef and
yeah,
some tamales
bro,
and all that stuff.
you're gonna eat, man. That's a,
Yeah, buddy.
yeah, man. You
I
know,
love it, man. I love
yeah,
it.
it's gonna be. I mean, you're gonna just be like, oh, dude, like I just had all the carbs I need for like the next 2 months. You know,
I know, right? That's Chicago food,
and
man.
that's like 2 days.
Yeah,
You know,
I know all about it, man.
no, man. Yeah, there's a lot of great spots. They're all different. You guys have wonderful restaurants, and
Well, yeah, and
you've taken me so many nice restaurants when I've
oh,
been
we
there.
got the southern food here, man. Talk about
Yeah,
carbs, you know.
yeah. But I
Yeah,
mean,
so I know.
you've even got like nice like neighborhood or nice like small, like really just good quality restaurants, whatever they are, and we
Mhm.
have a ton of those too.
Mhm.
But I'm your homer when it comes to like hole in the wall. You know, there might be two chairs in this motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
We might have to stand and eat. Like that's, I can
Yeah.
take you, I can get you through those rings of Chicago easy.
Yeah, yeah.
The nice stuff, I just got too much permanent dirt under my fingernails to be, you know, much of a guide for some of these other nicer
Yeah.
places. You know.
Oh, I gotta tell you this story real quick. That we were in DC,
Yeah.
doing some poetry there, and we went to this Ethiopian place. DC has like the best Ethiopian restaurants, man. And
Far out.
yeah, I'm from DC originally, but
Oh, I forget that.
I
Yeah.
love going there. Yeah, there's just great. Aside from the political shit, DC is like this cool ass fucking really
Bad Brains.
artsy, like cool town. Yeah, Bad Brains, man, totally.
Yeah.
Love the Bad Brains. But so we went to this Ethiopian place, and we all like order food. And it's like this weird little place, it's like 2 tables in there, and then they've got a bar that's just like stacked with like Johnny Walker Blue Label, like all the top shelf shit, and so we order the food, and they clearly like go out. The guy's gone for a minute, and then he comes back with a bunch of to-go bags, like he took a taxi somewhere and got the food and went in the back, and then like plated it for us and brought it out. And it was the best goddamn Ethiopian food wherever they got it from. It was really weird, but they definitely did cook it there. I don't know what was going on there, but I don't ask too many questions.
I love that. I love
that. Yeah, man. But anyway, dude.
Right. He doesn't have any blood on his clothes.
Yeah,
it's good. Let's eat this shit.
That's good. I don't care, man. The food's good. It's all right.
There was no.
There's like these guys just smoking hookahs, like staring at us the whole time. Like, it's cool.
Right. It's like
anyway.
I ain't getting up to cook, motherfucker. We're gonna send some.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna send it out. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I got some other DC stories I shouldn't tell on here, but anyway, dude, I wanna get to you though. Let you read the poems and everything, man. I'm glad you're here tonight.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to your folks.
Thank you. That was my mom.
Shout out to your folks. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good, man. Glad y'all are doing all right.
Your dog out. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's nice.
All right, man.
Go ahead. I could just keep
I
on
was just going
tangenting.
to turn it over to you, man. What were you going to say?
Let's do this.
Okay,
Let's just
cool.
do this. Yeah.
Let's do it.
To Morgan.
Everybody, big shout out Morgan, technical director. And everybody out there, jump up and down and make a bunch of noise. One more time for Emilio Maldonado. Give it up, give it up, give it up.
Whew. All right, here's one I haven't read in a long time. I know I do an old thing, a nobody want to do thing. I am an old thing. Some of you might understand, even more of you than realize, that when I enter a room, there's rarely a friendly face or a familiar face. I don't have any friends here. Getting tired of sharing with strangers. I'm getting tired of feeling for you. Up above, gas burns incredibly, hot and strong and long ago. Ancient lights. They don't shine anymore. The moon shines, but these stars. My mother, your father, but mostly just echoes. Teardrops glisten, sunlight shimmers, and they don't dare repeat twinkle. I have a half smile. Or am I smiling ruefully? Certainly not knowing. An unknowing smile? I'm not tired of feeling. I just don't want to feel for you. Some step and fetch it, some, sí, señor. I have friends too. A la pinche verga. My old friend, the lump in my throat, the lump in the throat, the lump. Swallowing got harder again. This one's inspired by your referencing Uncle Walt. I didn't want to wake up with you this morning. I thought about fucking you, feeling you bend and breathe and come in my hand. I wonder how you look now when your cheeks flush. Are you surprised? Do you come angry? Do you look at me? Did you see the fear of living I carry? ¿Vistes mi tortura? The impossible weight of 10 train cars rolls 20 feet above the street. Normally the thunder lulls me to sleep. Instead, I'm staring into space, into the black Chicago River, thinking about the color that you blush, the color that you flush, the dream you told about, the next time. I remember that I've only kissed you once on your head. I felt hands through my hair that weren't yours. I think I was clean shaven mostly, or maybe I had some sort of crazy eyes, scraggly beard. The kind that was at sea for years and kicked around port towns, looking for girls, sometimes settling for boys. It's springtime, but it's hot like today. Your belly has sweat all over it. Your pussy has us all over it. This is called freestyle growl. Sometimes somebody else made a piece of music or a piece of art or a film that serves as a love letter that you can use for someone you haven't met, or someone that's just going to come along, or someone that's been around, or somebody who used to be in but wasn't and is now and is out and is dancing and playing fucking scotch or parcheesi or fucking Yahtzee or going tap dancing on other people's strings of lives and pearls and strings of strings and string theory. And then it's just Adam Devine with a new beard, and people are going, that's awesome, or that's ridiculous. And you know, it's just 2099 and 1934 and groans and azure or teal or sea green and coral reefs. Just, they're doing their thing. And it doesn't matter how many broken hearts you had or how many times you stubbed your fucking toe or took your toys and went home, didn't get no jelly in your donut. How many times you decided to play drums and all you could muster was spoons. But stars are stars, and kids, they got bars. And squads roll deep. Whiskey shouldn't but can be sour. Corona is almost an embarrassing summer. Spotlights like to warm a room, sweat a brow, illuminate late night thoughts, illuminate indistractable moments of shadows, and that glisten shit that happens with eyes. And then there's candles and a neckline. And we can't even talk about that shit that much. Excuse me. It's funny. I still, you know, when I burp by myself, I still say excuse me. Funny. All right. This is a newer one, but I feel like I'm still working on how to read it. So, a voice so calm, it's fucking violent. Those of us that know what we know absolutely mistrust a calm voice, a sweet voice, a low voice, a kind voice. We know better than all the horrors and the cruelty, the darkness that sits within. Keep your fucking hands off of me. Don't you touch my friend. These aren't accusations. These aren't false accusation. This is prediction. This is Nosferatu. Don't have no three-piece suit some sly moves. Rip your head off. Tear out your soul. Make sure you won't meet peace or see paradise. The only kingdom it will ever know is waste and desolation. Go talk quietly somewhere else, motherfucker. I don't trust you. We know better. This is called Vibin' on Lester. This is about Lester Young and old. Jazz saxophone player. He was like a inspiration and challenge to a lot of the early like alto and tenor sax gods. Vibing on Lester. Floating. You ever see music float? Skipping notes on the surface of a beat, a loneliness, oiga, that humbles me. The real hard knock life. Creating for years without appreciation. That's Lester there in the first chair. Playing for the original heads. Playing with air, you dig? Mom's first love. The Jesse Tree of funk. Playing with air. President of the tenors. My man Lester. I've seen his tag on the retired subway cars of artists who've moved me. Mom's first love. He hurt her bad, I can tell, because it hurts her to even hear his name. Crazy, man, crazy. Head cocked to the side, pork pie on straight, holding a tenor sideways, like a thug holding a 9, chasing a melody. Call the cats sisters, know what I mean, daddy? Crazy, man, crazy. All alone in this world. We die alone, but living alone? Damn, sucker. Sad eyes tell the tale, strange fruit in those times. But come back, rewind to the first chair days. Making the cats, the cool cats. Oh my God. And damn, sucker. With that air you just played. Made love to Billy, Lady Day with your air, with your soul. All the other sisters had to show us they were men, but you, man, blowing art, throwing down, made the sisters the cool cats. Damn, sucker. And all this truth, all this wasn't enough. Wrote the cautionary tale, the portrait of the artist as a young man. Made those who loved you sad. The cats wanted you back, but those strange fruit days, you were where you could only be doing a backstroke and bourbon for a little while. Even lost your mind on that moonshine for a little while. And you lost your lady. You and Billy were in the same way, blues creatures. Had lost the damn sucker. The air you was playing was weak now. And the lady had lost her luster. But they got fine and mellow one day. And the cats cried. You held Lady Day in your delicate air. And you were still the president of the tenors. All right. That's it. I'm good right now.
That's Emilio, y'all. Emilio Maldonado. Thank you so much, brother. Really appreciate that, man.
Were you
I
able to
love
hear the
that
music?
Yeah, man, it's coming
Good.
through.
Good.
That's good stuff, man. I love that. Love that
Yeah.
last poem, man. That's touching.
Yeah, you know, I feel like I read that one a lot better than I have in a long fucking time. And that was a lot closer to like how I wrote it, you know? It's like it's just you know, yeah, I think we've talked about this many times, but it's like certain poems give you an opportunity to read them in lots of different ways, you know? And sometimes that's cool, but sometimes it's like you're not reading the poem the way it should be. You're reading it the way, you know, you might be reading it a cool way to perform, but it's like you might be losing the poem, you know? Like it's something I really, I mean, I feel like I got a fucking hair, man, right? I feel like, you know, I got this ghost hair on my arm. But you know, it's like a yeah, right. But spiders, man.
Yeah.
No, but it's
no,
like
I feel you, man. You can't lie to the poem, right?
Yeah.
You know.
yeah,
And-
yeah, yeah. Didn't we say that about a month or so ago?
Yeah.
We said that
Yeah,
exact
something
same
like
thing.
that.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just you know, there's it some of the best things I think that I've written. I sometimes feel like it's like, you know, man, motherfucker's been chasing that deer for days. Like, is he gonna kill that thing or what? And then, you know, Robert De Niro's sitting there and he's just like, nah, man, fuck that shit. It's too beautiful. Can't, let me just leave that
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, I'll be sitting there and then it's just like, I don't know, like sometimes I can shoot the deer and sometimes it's just like, it's a different choice that feels truthful and right. But then it's like, fuck, where did that take me? You know?
Yeah.
The music, I just thought of it as I was starting to read. I'm like, you know what? Let me find some music that will help capture the kind of energy that I was thinking. Because there's a lot of people that, I say Lester Young, other than like, you and some of the cats, like
Lester Young.
they're gonna be like, who the fuck's Lester Young? Did he play ball?
Right.
You know?
Yep.
And it's just
Good
like,
stuff there,
yeah,
man.
yeah, right,
It really
right.
is.
And it's like, the first time I was a huge Charlie Parker fan, and the first time I read about
Mhm.
Lester Young, and I played some tracks, because I remember on a jukebox, and I was like, "This is his hero." Like, I don't hear it. Like, what? And
Right.
it took me a while to hear what the fuck blew everybody away, because I was listening for these big solos, these big choruses and shit, and it was just like,
Nah, it's more subtle than that.
he was he just.
You gotta
Right,
get
he just
into
did it a different way, which is like why everyone, tripped. But I wasn't, anywhere near ready for picking up on that, and certainly not in this loud ass bar and da 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 da. And I'm like,
Right.
it was literally like, hey, did the song come on? And then I went over, I'm like, oh shit, I missed it. Like, damn, I don't get it. It literally took. I had to read the liner notes for a track by Nat Hentoff from Downbeat, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then it made all the sense to me. I'm like, oh man, okay, And then I started listening to his shit in a different way, and then it's like,
Yeah.
I miss you. I can't wait to go back and re-listen to all the poetry that I missed tonight, man.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, please do. It's up on Facebook and YouTube.
I turned it on. I saw Phoebe read.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's been a good night. Yeah, we had Justin Evans was here earlier. We had Christopher George, East Dog, of course. It's been a good one. And next week will be good too. We got Joe Shelton's our feature, and well, Kevin Evans will be there. We'll have a good time. Hopefully Justin Blackburn will make it. But
give him my love about his dog.
Definitely, for sure, man. I will. I guess we gotta I gotta wrap it up for tonight. Man, I could talk all night with you, buddy, but let's get up soon.
Ain't nobody want to see that.
Anyway, dude, Amelia, thank you so much for reading tonight, man. It's always a pleasure.
Always my pleasure.
And yeah, we'll see you again next time. But take care, man. Stay safe.
You
Much
too.
love, homie. All right, peace. Emilio Maldonado, y'all, give it up one more time. Thank you so much, Emilio. What a good time, man. It's been an awesome night here. Poetry Open Mic Asheville. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. We really appreciate the likes, comments, and shares. Yes, indeed. Very good. Cool. I'm gonna leave you with a few poems, or just a couple really quick, and then I'm gonna get out of here. But thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you to all our poets, all our performers. We welcome all forms of artistic self-expression here. Thank you to our technical director, Morgan Beissert. Our theme music tonight is by the Kava Lactones, and our sponsor is Sovereign Kava. Many thanks to the Kava Bar. Stop by. They're open noon to noon to 9. Almost said noon to midnight. Noon to 9 these days. Yeah, check them out. Also, just a reminder, please check out the Gilbert Chapel Distinguished Poet Series. You can find more on North Carolina Poetry Society's website about how to apply. The deadline's coming up November 15th. You get a chance to work one-on-one with the distinguished poet Jessica Jacobs. Fantastic poet. We welcome a middle school, high school, university level, and postgraduate adult students. So, really, if you're in the Western North Carolina area, I highly encourage you to apply for the Gilbert Chapel Distinguished Poetry Series, North Carolina Poetry Society.org. Check it out, y'all. And keep it locked here. Poetry Open Mic Asheville. More coming at you. 8:30 each and every Wednesday night. My name's Caleb Beissert. It's always a pleasure to be your host. Anyway, I'll leave you with this. This is an original poem called Present. Thank you so much, y'all. The dog points her ears at the moon, a full moon in Leo, rising through trees and snow clouds, dark blue evening sky full of action, weeping blankets on the highways in the little town of houses with yellow windows. I pass the time as best I can, from one horizon to the other. We sit together in silence, saying everything we needed. Now the silence does all the talking. It is the sound of knowing we are safe for this one moment. It is the sound of knowing our presence is enough. It is the sound of the wind and the empty bus going by. It is the sound that the dog hears when nothing else stirs. And I'll leave you with this Rumi of the Barks translation. This we have now. This we have now is not imagination. This is not grief or joy, not a judging state or an elation or sadness. Those come and go. This is the presence that doesn't. It's dawn, Hussam, here in the splendor of coral, inside the friend, the simple truth of what Halaj said. What else could human beings want? When grapes turn to wine, they're wanting this. When the night sky pours by, it's really a crowd of beggars, and all they want is some of this. This, that we are now created the body, cell by cell, like bees building a honeycomb. The human body and the universe grew from this, not this from the universe and the human body. What was said to the rose that made it open was said to me here in my chest. What was whispered the cypress that made it strong and tall? What was said to the jasmine that made it what it is? Whatever made sugar cane sweet. Whatever was said to the inhabitants of the town of ASHEVILLE in Turkestan that makes them so handsome. Whatever lets the pomegranate flower blush like a human face, that is being said to me now. I blush. Whatever put eloquence in language, that's happening here. The great warehouse doors open and I fill with gratitude, chewing a piece of sugar cane, in love with the one to whom every that belongs. In love with the one to whom every that belongs. In love with the one to whom every that belongs. Let the beauty we love be what we do. Let the beauty we love be what we do. Let the beauty we love be what we do. Take this feeling we've created here tonight and take it in the world and do something good with it. Thank you for being part of it. Thank you for sharing in the open mic. It's been an amazing 10 years. Can't thank you enough. We'll be back next week with more. My name's Caleb Beissert. Our technical director is Morgan Beissert. Our sponsor is Sovereign Kava. We really appreciate all of you. Take care out there. Be safe. Peace. Thanks.
expressly dull times, my darling, your friends liked me more than you, I suspect. Loyalty is sometimes taken for granted. I'm gonna sit on the floor and do some caresses to the rug, get my fingers vibrating. I'll hide a bottle of brandy in a jacket pocket. You find strangers' lips ready and warm. I promise the phrase "you should" has been 86 forever. Ice cream's on me next time.